Good morning, listeners, and welcome back to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of rcstechnologysolutions.com, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs achieve even greater success consistently by attracting, converting, and retaining their ideal customers and clients using various Internet marketing techniques and methods. So one of the biggest questions I get is, should I do PPC, which is pay per click, or should I do organic search engine optimization, which is SEO? So today we're going to talk about PPC versus SEO. Remember, PPC stands for pay per click, and you also have pay per impression, but we're going to focus on pay per click today versus SEO, which is search engine optimization, which is organic. I can tell you my personal favorite, but I've written down some points here that I'm going to read, and then I'm going to ad lib as we go, interjecting my personal opinions and stuff. I've been doing this for well over a decade. I speak across the country on internet marketing and digital marketing, and SEO is absolutely within my wheelhouse. So this is the subject I love, because it really makes a difference. Awareness equals opportunity. If business owners and entrepreneurs, if you have a great product and service out there and you can help people by having a better life, increase their business, but they can't find you, people can't hire you, right? So awareness equals opportunity. So this is super important. So in the digital marketing world, there are two huge marketing endeavors, and please remember, they are definitely separate and distinct. You have pay-per-click marketing, and you have search engine optimization. Again, pay-per-click, we're going to abbreviate for this segment as PPC, and search engine optimization, we're going to abbreviate for this segment as SEO. So which do you focus on? Kind of a broad question, right? First, I think the first question is which is best, but which should you focus on is the first question we're going to deal with today. These related, yet obviously different marketing segments often butt heads. We've seen this happen before with articles that claim PPC is better than SEO, or you've probably read posts that say that PPC is worthless and SEO will forever be the best marketing tactics for new tactics. And of course, there's some infamous articles out there that you've probably read from 100 different sites that tell you one thing or another. So let's just get into what is it and which is best. SEO versus PPC, which is the best. Now, look back earlier, I had talked about PPC, pay-per-click, and then I went SEO. I've just switched that and went SEO versus PPC. So I'm definitely biased. I've been doing SEO for my clients for a long time. I like to tell people I'm 29. That's the only lie I'm ever going to tell you. But I've been involved in the tech industry for, almost 30 years now, okay? So I like SEO because the difference to me between SEO and PPC, SEO is you own it, PPC is you rent it. And another business comes along and they pay an extra penny or two more per search term, and you get bumped. And if you haven't done any organic SEO, you're going to end up on page 17. The flip side is, and I'm going to go back to my written stuff in a second, the flip side is I have several clients who are on the first page of Google in the first non-PPC, which means the ad. If you pull up Google or the other search engines, you'll often see 2 or 3 ads, and you'll see that the first 2 or 3 results will come up, and you'll see ads either on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. So they'll say sponsored. So they bought that spot. Now the people who are in the organic spot, the non-ad spot, they may have paid somebody to help them promote their articles, but they've earned that spot. You know what I mean? So that's the difference between when I say earning it and renting it. Okay, and I've had several clients who have the first spot, non-ad or sponsored spot, and when other people hired them, they asked them, "How did you find me? How did you hear about me?" And the person told them, "Well, you were on the first non-paid spot on the search engines. I know that the other people are there only because they paid to be there. They're not the best. You having been on the first non-paid spot, I figured you have done something to actually earn being on the first spot, so that's why I called you. So keep that in mind, that some customers will actually look at that. Some may not. So, I mean, there is an entire industry behind pay-per-click and pay-per-impression, so it works, all right? And I have clients who do both. Some clients will do pay-per-click while their organic is coming up, and as their organic increases, their presence online, they back off the pay-per-click. So you can definitely do both. If you could only afford to do one, and I'm going to give you these. So here's the truth. Both are incredible ways to produce results for your business. They simply go about achieving their results in a different way. And depending upon your business, one might be better than the other. But it's far from universal. So that means, what's right for you might not be right for another business. And this virtual battle of marketing tactics is pointless. In fact, SEOs can learn from a ton of valuable lessons from PPC and vice versa, meaning that the pay-per-click marketers can learn from SEO people can learn from pay-per-click, and some people do both. In this post, I'm going to share with you several different tips that SEO can learn from pay-per-click managers and how to actionably implement those into your SEO game plan. First, data-informed strategies always win. So when it comes to analyzing the success of an SEO and PPC with data, SEOs have it worse, meaning they have less data because, it's generated by Google. So PPC has a very direct and specific goal, and that's to close the deal. That's the case unless you are running a PPC campaign for brand awareness. Now, that would be a different story. Most people do the PPCs because they're trying to get customers immediately. So, generally speaking, PPC is great for driving sales and skipping the traditional funnels. But with SEO, you need to warm up visitors to help them become brand aware and interested before they make a purchase. As you can see, there's both added benefits to both sides here. That means that there is a lot less room for data analysis, and understanding the process of your prospects takes a ton of effort in comparison to PPC, because PPC, if it works right, you go straight to the sale. Whereas with SEO, you almost go straight to the sale. There's still certainly some nurturing. Whereas with the SEO, you're in the process of warming people up. They're getting to know you, know what you do, know who you are. They might read a couple blog articles, some newsletters, some free tips, a lead magnet, a AMD, whatever the case may be. They start to see you as an authority, and they start to see you as somebody who can provide the results that they're looking for. Whereas with pay-per-click, it's really, this is who I am, this is what we do, hire us or don't. So but with pay-per-click, you can simply see if they converted or not and fire up a quick remarketing campaign to bring them back. Meaning, if you're doing the pay-per-click, somebody clicks on you, let's say you have 100 clicks, and you get 20 clients. You know that you got 20 clients, you have a 20% conversion rate, because you got 20 clients and you have 100 clicks, right? Whereas with the SEO, you might have 100 people come to your site or whatever they come to, a blog article, 3 tips, but they might come back 2 or 3 times. They might come to your site and read one article. They might read a second one, a third one. So that's kind of skewed, but at least, long term, you're building a better relationship. And to tell you the truth, that's all that really matters is the bottom line. So in PPC, on the other hand, you directly know what you need to focus on, and that's the bottom line. And to tell you the truth, that's all that really matters in SEO too. And one of my favorite examples of using data to produce big wins in PPC is a case study from Intuit Solutions, and it was a multi-year project with a client that led to a PPC conversion rate increase of 60%. And also, I want to let you know, too, sometimes people will bolster their records. So if they had an increase of 60%, well, we don't know. Let's say somebody increased by 50%, well, that might mean that they had one, or let's say they had two conversions, and they went to three. So, they added one more conversion, and technically that's true. They increased by 50%. But when you say you had one more conversion, it's a lot less impressive than 50%. So keep in mind when you're reading these articles, take some of it with a grain of salt, okay? So I'm sure that 60% could have been significant, and there's a whole chart here where it goes into it. But I also want to let you know now, tip number 2 is never go on autopilot. Always adjust and improve. Whether you're doing pay-per-click or you're doing SEO, you want to try it, test it, and tweak it. If you continue to put out the same type of content, you never really know if different content or slightly tweaked content would produce different results. So you want to try it, test it, and tweak it. And there's different ways you can do that by putting tags on it. There's many different ways you can do that. I can help you understand all that. But so let's say you've just launched a new campaign, and it's only been a few months and things are going smoothly. Leads are flowing in, and your content is driving tons of engagement on social media. So now you can sit back and enjoy the ride, right? Absolutely not. When it comes to SEO and content marketing, it's easy to get complacent. You think that your current wave of leads and traffic and engagement will stick around for the long haul. You want to keep repeating this repeating the same strategy over and over again. You tell yourself, well, just keep blogging and producing more content. But unfortunately, that doesn't work. And PPC managers know this more than anyone. Why do you think PPC managers run so many different ad groups? Meaning, with PPC, and we do it with SEO too, you might try different ads with to different groups, and you might post what you post on LinkedIn is not necessarily, LinkedIn or Twitter is not necessarily the same thing you would post on Instagram and Facebook. So you need to know your audience as well. And so try it, test it, and tweak it. Never become complacent. So let me skip to tip 3 because we're going to be running out of time soon. So learn the art of writing compelling and click-worthy metadata. And if you're ever using Google AdWords or written a text-based PPC ad before, you know that struggle. Cramming all of your important value-driven data into limited character space is brutally tough. So you have your headlines, you have your URL, headline 1, headline 2. So you get 30 characters for the first headline, 30 more for the second, and only 80 for your description. That's a grand total of 140 characters, which used to be the limit for a single tweet on Twitter, and that's your entire metadata. And we all know how frustrating that was. 140 characters was never enough to convey any real value and to drive customers and take action. Writing meta descriptions in titles is just like writing new ads on AdWare and for SEO. Your entire goal is to convey more value to the searcher to improve your CTRs, which is your click-through rate, and subsequently your rankings. And since SEOs don't do this very often, they can learn a ton from PPC managers who write multiple ads per ad group and keep writing new ones on a daily basis. So if you're doing SEO, organic SEO, keep in mind that whatever you're doing that's bringing you success today, you can't just keep doing that. You can keep doing that, but you also have to try it, test it, and tweak it. Add different things, try different ways, especially if you're on different platforms. One size doesn't fit all. So there's many different places you can check for these type things, but let's skip to number 4, which is dedicated landing pages drive more conversions. As a diverse marketer, I use both SEO and PPC for my advantage. I produce a ton of content pieces written on my blog and on my YouTube channel, this radio show. I produce a ton of content, and I add more. I use a lot of different content marketing mediums to drive my traffic. I have 11 different social media platforms that I use for both me and my company. So that's like 22 and 36 if you really get technical, because I have two different companies. And so my message is really get out there. But when it comes to PPC, I'm always testing and initiating new ideas. And even when I am not using PPC ads, I am learning from colleagues who are killing the PPC game. One specific tactics that I have seen in PPC that works better than any other is dedicated landing pages. In fact, New Balance Shoes was able to increase sales by 200% when implementing dedicated landing pages. It's something that is seen only really in most SEO and content marketing campaigns that I've worked on. Usually people are simply directed to a blog post and funnel into a form on the blog post in the form of a CTR. So you want to try, when you're creating whatever your marketing campaign is, if you're selling shoes, if you're selling eyeglasses, whatever it is, create a single landing page for that item or service or whatever you're doing and drive traffic to that. So my name is Ron Couming, and my company's name is RCS Technology Solutions, and we help business owners and entrepreneurs with both pay-per-click and SEO, organic SEO, which I definitely prefer, achieve even greater success by attracting, converting, and maintaining their ideal customers and clients. I wonder how many people here, if you're in business, if you have a service and you're out there trying to help people, whether you're a business attorney, you're a CPA, you're a life coach, you're selling eyeglasses, whatever the case may be, if you had an additional 10 customers, clients, a quarter, what difference would that make in your business? Would that increase your bottom line? Obviously, there's different margins, there's different costs, but at the end of the day, if you had an additional 10 customers or clients each quarter, would that make a difference in your business? I venture to say yes. And regardless of whether you use PPC or SEO, that is a great way to increase your customer leads. Now, it's on you. This is marketing. At the end of the day, this gets you your products and services in front of people. At the end of the day, there still needs to be a sales process. And that's something that we can help you with, too, how to close them, how to get you in front of people, your products and services, the people who need it, and then how to close them. You can contact me at Ron, R-O-N, at rcstechnologysolutions.com. My website is rcstechnologysolutions.com. You've been listening to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of RCS Technology Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs achieve even greater success by attracting, converting, and retaining their ideal customers or clients. Have a great day, guys.